A 14-inch TV. Turn it around. There you can zoom in on the model number, get your eBay searches or whatever. Well, anyways, you can see it's an RF only set, but that's alright. This TV doesn't work, as I presume you guys would have suspected, but as you can, this sticky note shows that I already started doing searches on this, or not searches, but like troubleshooting on this. That's the word I'm looking for. I already started troubleshooting this a little bit, and the reason why I'd like to fix this TV is because it's got a little sentimental value to me, and I'd like to see it work again. So that's what we're gonna do today. I didn't come to the conclusion of what was wrong with it myself. I'll actually see if I can bring it up, but I found this article on the internet. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Here, I found it. So, it says here, this is the chassis of the TV. I already looked at the back of the set. It says, depressing on and off switch, and power relay pulls in, but set is dead. That's what this TV does. It says, check this resistor, 47K at half watt, and I checked it. Our 502 47K, let me get it in frame here, is open. So I put that note on myself so I'd remember. Now, I have a multimeter, so I'll check the quality of these, but I bought a pack of 1,000 resistors, a half watt, of all kinds of values. You can kind of get an idea in there of how many there are. I decided to get this, so I actually have like a bit of a stock of resistors. And you can see I wrote 2 watt on there when it's actually supposed to be a half watt according to the article. So anyways, we're going to try replacing a resistor on this TV, see if that gets it working. The camera's supposed... Now to get this TV apart, you need a 1/4-inch nut driver. Now I don't have an actual 1/4-inch nut driver, but this universal screwdriver does just fine. Although it is a bit of a tight fit since it's quite bulky. It's my only real note. Like the last step to get the back off is I gotta unravel the cord and slide it through. Thankfully the back to this TV is not held on with any kind of clips or anything. It's just held in with the screws, so don't have to worry about any broken clips. Now this TV, I'm pretty sure, has quite a few hours on it. I'll just attach the camera from my 70s or 80s tripod. It's quite dirty inside. I'm not going to worry about that just yet. You can see the picture tubes of Chunghwa. My brother actually has the Philips version of this TV. It's a little different. The buttons are in a different arrangement than to this one, but otherwise it's the same TV, same cabinet styling and all that. But his has a Phillips tube in it, which is actually kind of interesting to me. So, well, the next thing is to pull the chassis, and also partly so I can get to it, second of all so I can better show you, so the lighting can be better. Alright, let's see if I can zoom in here. I disconnected enough wires so that I can get the chassis out all the way, but I don't think I need to worry about anything getting messed up or anything. But anyways, R502 might be a little difficult to get to, and I'll show you why. And it even took me a little while to find it, but Sorry about the shaky cam. It's underneath this big power resistor here. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right there. And I checked it and it was open. In fact, you can see some of the scratches on the component's leads. In the camera, it almost maybe looks like it's burnt. But yeah, there it is. Yellow, purple, red. I guess the next step is to well, put the camera on the tripod again. I would use my tripod that has the quick release, but it's very squeaky. I tried lubricating it with grease and whatnot, but that didn't really help. It's just a pretty cheap tripod. Well, anyways, well. Oh, you're gonna scratch the case. It's okay. This kit was like $10. Check it out. It's an unboxing. Incredible. Now it actually tells you all the values it comes with. It even says on the bag, it looks like. So I need a 47K. That's 5.6K, 4.7 ohm, 3.3 ohm, 2K, 10 ohm, 2.2K, 220 ohm, 470, 47. Like I said, all kinds of values. 47K is what I'm looking for. There's 4.7K. Alright, after a little bit of searching, I found the bag of 47K, and there's 40 of them, and I think that's more than enough. So, first I should probably turn on the soldering iron. That'll start warming up and doing its thing. I can get it out of the bag here. It's getting caught in the bag. There we go. Now it's sliding out. We just need one of them. Yeah, look at all of them. Check it with the multimeter first. That shouldn't take too long to get out. I just have it right here. Now when I was checking stuff, I was first using this multimeter, and when I first checked if it was open, I didn't exactly trust it, so I used a second opinion, and the second opinion said the exact same thing as this one. So I'm pretty sure this multimeter is fairly accurate for being a. In the wrong thing. This is pretty accurate for being a Radio Shack multimeter from the 80s. 46K exactly. Oh, no, I think that's close enough for government work. I mean, this is just a late 80s, early 90s wood grain plastic TV, so. I actually want to see the solder joints on it first too, because I remember when I was checking it, it seemed like the there we go. Seemed like it had cracked solder joints, but I'm looking at it now. See if I can get a light on it. That should help a little bit. So I saw R502 on the bottom of the board here. I just saw it. Let me look for it real quick. So it's underneath there. There it is. These joints there and there. Oh, yep, there's a crack on that. See, let me put my finger on it so I can find it in the viewfinder. There we go. I need to get a monitor, so I need to get an AV cable for this camera. There. Can you see those? Let me zoom out a little bit, see if it'll... Yeah. So, that one's cracked. Is that one cracked too? Yes, they are both cracked. In fact, that one looks like it lifted the pad. Well, I hope that won't be too much of trouble. I mean, it looks like if I need to, I can just bridge it off this pad. They look connected together. Let me get the multimeter out one more time. Check it from the bottom of the board. There it is. And yeah, it's completely open. Let me check between these two traces. I think these are connected together. They are. Cool. So, I'll get the old one out. At least attempt to. Shouldn't be too difficult. I don't do that on camera. I'm sure you've seen someone replace a component on a circuit board before, so I'll save you the trouble. Now you can see I got the old one out. There was a little bit of a difficulty because of the place it was in at, and also the pads did fail on the board, so I'll have to improvise a little bit there. But I'm pretty sure it's not because of my soldering skills. It's because of how much heat damage is on the board, because it's actually on the other side. It's got a bit of discoloration, probably from those big power resistors, and that could also be why this resistor went open. Now you can see the resistors are two different colors. I don't know if this one was always that color, but it definitely looks, it's definitely darker than the other one. Now, looking at the other resistors around it, they're more of the color like this one, so I'm thinking this one did get overheated and that's why it went open. I'm actually thinking of mounting it on the bottom of the board instead of the top, just to get it away from all that heat. But the problem is that it'll be difficult for me to cut the leads after that unless I do it beforehand, which, yet again, will be kind of difficult to get, which will make it kind of difficult to get it in the board. So we'll see. I might end up just putting it back how it was from the factory. Mainly because I don't want to deal. Mainly because I don't probably make it easier with dealing with the pads. Excuse me. So I got it bent into shape. Stick it in through the holes back here. Alright, so just double checking the colors, don't mind me. Stick it through the holes there. Preferably get it through both holes. Just the one. There we go. Oh geez, it ripped up the entire trace. Crap. See that? I've never seen that before. Man, I need to get more light on that. Let me get my phone flashlight back out. See that? See what has just happened? I've never seen that before. I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong area. There it is. Let me get this off the tripod. See that? I've never seen that before. I mean, I've seen pads and stuff lift up, but I've never seen the trace peel up like that. Wow. Well, guess I gotta get creative on this one. Where does that go? Goes up to that, looks like a test point almost, but there's like a pad there. Not great at following these, so it goes this way to that joint, goes to that pad. We keep following it. It goes to this point here. So if worse comes to worse, I can just make a jumper, get a jumper wire and jump it from here down to here. Alright, well, creativity is always an option, right? Now I got this lead to go through the pad that came up. Unfortunately, I don't have any like circuit board repairer or anything. I didn't think this would happen, but I guess I'm just gonna go with it. I mean, it's just a little resistor. It's not gonna be that bad. If worst comes to worst, I can probably like put electrical tape on it to help secure it. I mean, not like hold it into the board or anything, but like keep the pad from, or keep the trace from getting damaged from anything scraping it, or I guess. So yeah, I'm gonna hope it solders up. I'll do this one first. This one's still attached to the board. Or that straight up isn't a pad, which is also a possibility. I didn't want it to go to that. So yeah, I'm guessing there's no pad left there anymore. So I'll just, because I can see where it connects at, I can just jumper it to there. This board really isn't in good shape anymore. There, that's tacked in. And I'll just deal with this trace. I'll deal with that off camera because that's going to require some butchery work, I guess. Alright, well, it's connected. It's not the prettiest work I've done. In fact, this is actually pretty bad. I don't want to zoom too close into it, but it's not fixed. It's certainly different. As those of you who watch Junkyard Digs would have heard that before. I'll just clip these leads. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to put like electrical tape or something down on that. That's not structurally sound. Well, I mean, I guess you could have foreseen that. I think I do have electrical tape on me in my toolbox somewhere. There it is. There's a roll. I don't normally use electrical tape all that much. I really try not to use it, but there's just sometimes some cases where you just kind of have to. Should cut it. My problem with electrical tape is it's like I usually end up with the cheaper stuff, and it usually gets like covered in hair and dirt. But that's alright, it's still sticky and it'll still cover up stuff, so just carefully push it down and let me cut this in half with this. I really don't need that big of a piece. So about that size maybe? Yeah, that should do the trick. There. That should help. And now we just have to put the set all back together again. All of the resistors in this are a tight fit. I'm just packing them up quick, just so that they're not all over the top of the TV. We'll slide this in. Being mindful of the cables. Now, unlike the Zenith from the previous video, this TV's only got one board to it. Is it slid in all the way? No, not yet. Now it's slid in like too far. Or about there, I guess. Yeah, it had release tabs on the board. I don't know if maybe I'm zoomed out. Let me zoom in here. Get a light. There's my phone. I don't know if you can see that, but it's got release tabs. You can see it's like deformed and it doesn't quite hold the board in correctly. So if the chassis gets pushed too far forward, it causes the power button to stick, I noticed. So I gotta be mindful how far I push the board in. I'll just plug everything back in. Speaker plugs in back here. Pause the video so you don't have to sit through all this. Let me zoom out. Now we're getting to that moment everyone's been waiting for. The smoke test. So, here we go. We're going to plug it in and let's see. Zoom out. This is the part where it explodes, right? So I'll plug it in 3, 2, 1. Alright, well, it didn't blow up, but it did that before. Let's see if it actually fires up instead of just clicking the relay. It fired up. I can hear the high voltage. Will there be light on the screen? Oh, there's snow very lately. There it is. I saw channel 3. It's actually really dark. Let me go turn it off and grab a source. I got a VCR going. I hear audio. Is that volume? That is. There's a picture. Oh, it's kind of dark.
He makes a 360 and continues on.
No caution flag as Houston looped it around a la Joey Chitwood style.
And went a lap down.
Lost a lap, got it righted, and headed back in the
It's
right
also
direction.
kind of
Right
soft.
beneath the flagman there, but no yellow flag. Here's the car number 98 of Jim Bound. Jim Bound, a pole sitter last year at Hickory Speedway, had some pretty good runs, running without a sponsorship in 1993.
It's giving the symptoms of a
Look
weak
again at
tube.
what happened to Tommy Houston just a minute ago.
Well, as they were coming off
Well, I mean,
the
it
turn four,
hasn't-
he was in some very heavy
it hasn't
traffic,
been on in a
and the back
while,
end
so
gets loose. Now, whether he had a little help there or not,
I'm gonna
I don't
give it a
know, but he
while,
just
see
made
if
a
it brightens
360
up any.
going, but the leaders were
But
right
yeah.
there, so they went a lap down.
It's working.
Todd Bodine
So
opening up about
let
a
me
10-car length separation between himself and the second place car,
turn off
Ward Burton.
the light.
Pole sitter, and right behind Ward, about 4 car lengths, is Mark Martin in the Winn-Dixie Ford Thunderbird. Here's Joe Bessie in the Auto Palace sponsored car number 97.
Oh yeah.
A rookie this year in Busch Grand National Racing, and Jimmy Spencer in the car number 10. That's a car owned by Jack Ingram. Spencer trying to make a move inside of Bessie in turn 3.
Ooh, a big tech.
Contact,
try
and they slam in the wall right
Messing
behind
around
the
with these
switch
settings
door.
some more.
Roy Payne North,
but if
runner-up
I
in the
turn
car
off
number
the
97.
picture,
Look again at Spencer. He already has a
it
little bit of
just
sheet metal damage in the front of that
blows out.
Chevrolet. Left rear quarter
So
panel of Joe Bessie, and they both go sliding in the wall.
looks like this might
Butch
need a
Miller,
picture
the car number
tube.
75, the Charlie Henderson-owned car, had nowhere to go. The track completely blocked. He had to be running at over
And try
115
adjusting the
miles an hour
settings
when
on
he
the
slammed in
flyback.
there. Good move by Hermie Sadler to miss it. Look again now from the Family Channel blimp at what happened.
Okay, it looked like there was room for Spencer. Line into the turn like he would if he was running by himself, not knowing that Spencer had stuck his nose up under there.
Maybe it's
and
because it's been
contact
sitting
was
for a
made and
long
away
time,
they
because it's been years since
Tough
this
break for
TV's
Joe
been
Bessie
powered
and
on.
Jimmy Spencer, both cars
Well,
running
anyways,
extremely well. Spencer was coming to the
let me try.
front in a
The
hurry.
last thing
He
I'll do is try
qualified
adjusting
back
that
in 27th
flyback.
position.
I've got the tape fast forwarding now to try to prevent. Well, I can play then. I've got the tape. Well, anyway, I just tried messing with the settings on the flyback, but it didn't really help at all. So yeah, this is just a dim picture tube, which is unfortunate, really, because I'd like the form factor of this TV. Well, maybe I'll harvest the picture tube from this one TV VCR combo I have, where the VCR is broken. I'll probably make that. Remember that Magnavox TV VCR combo from the early 90s I had. Yeah, that thing is, I discovered the VCR is probably irreparable on it, because it's a Panasonic from the early 90s, and they were known for surface mount capacitors going bad. But anyways, that's another topic for another day. I want to thank you guys for watching. Hopefully I don't get copyright flagged for this NASCAR footage. I kind of lost track of how long to let it go for, so I'll chop it out as needed in editing. So anyways, I want to thank you all for watching, and feel free to leave a comment if you have one.